Ooh, child. Bear with me. Stay a while. Watch, listen, comment. Get with me on this. And I have a toothache right now, so have you seen me wincing and stopping and swallowing? Now that's what it is. Anyways, welcome to As the Page Turns with me, Patrice. Um, this page is dedicated to all of us who address the elephants in the room, to all of us who are unashamed, and I mean unashamed for real. As unashamed as I am about this video that is unscripted and unfiltered and just raw and rugged. I don't know what I'm doing, but you got to start somewhere. Y'all remember the Staples commercial? There's a Staples commercial or whatever. It's old now, but you know, they were talking about the easy button, right? That big red button, you just click it and Staples makes everything easy. Well, like I'm on some like where my button says done, right? Done button. Done, feeling like I'm by myself with something because I know I'm not. Too many people, over 8 billion people in this world. I know I'm not the only one that goes through some of the things that I go through or thinks some of the thoughts that I think. And do you know that there are like 2 out of 3 people lonely and isolated? It's like this new silent pandemic of this world, even with all of this connectedness through social media and all these other avenues or whatever. So like I felt like this needs to be the place where stories are shared, where women feel connected, where they know, where I can know that I'm not alone. So comment, share, like, and I mean share as in tell your stories, but also, yeah, like, share, subscribe, do all of these things, and I'll figure out what all that stuff means at some point, and I'll put contact information or, email, text, call, leave messages, whatever it is that you want to do to interact with, um, me on this. So one thing I want to talk about is this video that I saw, right? And it was a woman, bigger, heavy set woman or whatever, but she made this video, right? Where she put on this 2-piece bathing suit and she got in the shower and she was wearing, well, no, she had like body wash and like she legit was in the shower. And I don't know how to do all that attaching stuff or whatever, but just hear me out. She's in the shower and she's literally she's giving a tutorial about how a bigger female should wash herself. And I applauded every second of that video because she's like, you got to turn around here, you got to lift this up, you got to scrub over there, you got to get you one of these, you got to make sure you this, you that, because ladies, we need to do this and do that. And I'm like, listen, I love you. Whoever you are, I saw it, I see you, and I love you for it because too many of us are like disconnected. Like we are women. Womanhood is magical. People make these videos about hair care and skin care and, makeup tutorials and all these things, which are all fine and well. But when it comes down to the nitty gritty and things that aren't really shared. And with that, and I'm probably rambling all over the place, but that video made me think about periods. All right. I cannot be the only one that is just, I despise it. All right. From day one. I was a little I just bit my lip. What the heck? Anyways, I was a little tomboy, running around in between 4th and 5th grade. Summer vacation in between the 4th and the 5th grade. I'm in this white jumper, just outside playing basketball, running around with neighborhood kids. We in the backyard on a jungle gym. One of the kids like, "Ooh, you bleeding." So I run home. I don't know what happened. Maybe I, scraped something, because them jungle gyms be rickety sometimes, right? So I go in the house. I call my mom because she's at work. I'm like, "Mom, bleeding." I explained it to her, whatever, about how my pants are all messed up or whatever. So, of course, she knew what it was, right? So she tells me to take the stuff off. She tells me to shower. She tells me to put the stuff, we had this little basin thing. She told me how to put a little bit of detergent and, just to set the stuff in there soaking. And then she told me, okay, and then you go in the closet. She, the pads or whatever, directed me how to put it. And then she was like, go sit down somewhere, go lay down or whatever. Like, basically stay in the house. I'm devastated. I'm an 80s baby. We ripped and ran all day, sun up to sundown. I mean, just wake up to just run outside. And no breaks, no food, no nothing. Maybe some water from somebody's hose. But I was devastated, because I could still hear all the kids outside, everybody running, playing, riding bikes. And I'm like, yeah, right. So that was the start of misery. That was the start. Now, I know I just said womanhood is magical. And yes, it is. But that part, Lord, that part. So now, fast forward, I'm in the 5th grade. Back to school now. I'm in the 5th grade. And this evil thing happens every month, right? So no one, my mom, I told you, she told me how to wash up. She told me how to put on a pad. What she did not tell me was about cramps, nausea, dizziness, backaches, like I am sick. And, I'm in the nurse's office, or I just want to go home, or whatever it is. And I'm just dealing with this. Just dealing with it. I didn't talk about it. It wasn't something we talked about or shared. Like nowadays, I don't know. I guess girls all go in the bathroom and, talk about it or whatever it was. But then I didn't. And so, let me skip over a whole bunch of years having children and whatnot. It changes. Did y'all know it changes? Of course you know that it changes. It can be light. It can be heavy. It can be this many days, that many days. But I'm 44. And I've experienced a couple of changes. And I'm like, what is this? Like, come on. Like, So I get on Google. What is it talking about when I put in my symptoms? Perimenopause. Perimenopause. Has anybody looked that up? I did. And I'm not happy. And I'm not ready. Not that that's what it is. I didn't make no appointment or really, get no diagnosis or anything like that. But now I'm all anxious. I want to know what is going on and how can I best cope with it. These are the type of things that we ladies can share with one another. Because another thing my mama never shared with me was that she suffered from fibroids, which made her just pretty much hemorrhage. And she was like, yeah, some days I couldn't even get out of bed. Some days I had to crawl to the bathroom. Some days I bled so much, I bled through 2 pair of clothes and this and that. She would have to double up and just do all this stuff and make sure she was prepared at work. And I'm like, what? Until, she got a hysterectomy and all this. But I'm like, I didn't even know that was possible. He didn't share. I never even knew it. Like, that's how good she was with just dealing with it or whatever. Like, none of us even knew it. And so, get this. I'm at work one day and I get a stabbing pain right in my side or where my uterus is at or whatever. Stabbing. I was doubled over. Thought I was dying. Go to the emergency room. Had to do the MRI and all that kind of stuff. I was actually pregnant with my 3rd child at this time too, like 4 or 5 months. So I couldn't do the CAT scan. I think something with that machine is not good, but had the MRI, nothing. I had an ultrasound. Why did I have fibroids? 3 of them. 3 of them that were like the size of golf balls, I guess. Now, my mom's, when she told me the story, which was after this, by the way, hers was like the size of grapefruits. Like, so she just took the whole hysterectomy out of there or whatever. But these things feed on blood. They feed on blood. They literally just be they can be in your uterus, they could be on the outside of the uterus or whatever, but mine's were on the inside. Right with my little fetus. And they feed on the blood because the lining of your uterus grows and gets all nutrient enriched or whatever so that the baby can grow and be healthy. But these things leach, and feed and they grow off of that. But one of the ones that I had was dying. Like it was degenerating or whatever it was. And that's where the pain came from. So I don't wish it on anybody. I don't wish it on anybody. And some women are walking around here with fibroids and don't even know it. And they have your gut. They have that little pouch underneath your stomach just hanging and sticking out and your pants don't fit right and all that stuff. That's what it is. Check it out. Check it out. I'm telling you, you think you need to lose weight, you think you need to eat different, you think whatever, because not everybody has the pain. The pain is from when they're dying. And they can cause your periods to be ridiculous. But if you don't know, you're not just getting people, doctors like my doctors will prescribe like some kind of birth control, to kind of deal with cramping or whatever. They think it's literally just, if you don't know what you're looking for, that it's just your period. No. Check that out. Look into it. Ladies, I'm telling you, if you just have this, like, what is going on down here? What is this bubble? Right? The rest of you is okay. But if I could just get rid of this, and I'm not talking about your stomach. I'm not talking about like right where your belly button's at and in your stomach. If that's hanging and loose and flabby, we got to figure something else out for that. But underneath that, like where your bladder's at and why is that just big and growing and whatnot? Look into it. It might be fibroids. But anyway, so all I had to do was take Motrin. All I had to do was take Motrin. And I done went to the emergency room and stayed there for countless hours and had all this stuff and the bill to go with it. But that's what it was. And then it wasn't until I found out for myself and going through all of that what it was. Oh, and that's when I said something to my mother. And that's when she said, oh, yeah, I've been dealing with this and I've been dealing with that. And I'm like, Ma. But I can't even blame her because how is she supposed to know? How are any of us supposed to know anything if we don't share? So that's why I'm telling y'all this. And I don't care none about it. Unashamed. I am a woman in a woman's body. And I experience the things that I experience as myself. And if you notice, on this page, I have this hashtag in the description. Hey, Qualia, because I'm listening to a podcast or something, and it was like about psychology or something, and it was just explaining how qualia, right? What qualia is like. It's a person's personal experience with the thing that the only way you can describe it is the way you experienced it. So if it's like pain, right? Me describing how bad something hurt, that's exactly what it is. Because I was the one hurting. And this is how it felt. Or something stank, something smell. Let me get behind a garbage truck. I mean, I will stop 3 car lengths back. It's one of those things I can't stomach. I can't even describe it. But if I tried to describe what it smells like to me, that's qualia. And so on this page, again, as the page turns, because we are living this life day to day, we cannot stop the things that happen to us. But the way that we deal with them, the way that we, help somebody else, because there's not enough time. I don't have enough time in this life, right? Because with God, we don't even know when our number is up. But for the time being, I don't have enough time in this life to learn all mistakes by myself. Or like, if somebody knows something that I don't, I'm asking. Or tell me. And so that's what this is going to be. Just a series of things that I deal with that come to mind. Maybe I can help somebody. If I know I'm talking to somebody, I'm talking to myself. But I know I'm talking to somebody. If you know somebody, if you are somebody, listen, like and share, comment, have other people weigh in on this. And I'm going to read every single one and respond to every single one because we need it. We need it too often. We like I said about the statistic, like we just isolate. We feeling down, or we're feeling that nobody understands, or we're embarrassed, or that shame and stuff like that. Shame attaches to your soul. Shame will have you acting out of character. When people talk about living your best life, you can't live no best life when you sitting around somewhere feeling ashamed about something that went down, some decision that you made that wasn't that great. But I mean, experience comes from bad decisions, right? But making bad decisions is where you get the experience. So, I mean, all that, I say that to say that life is the best teacher. Life is the best teacher, and oftentimes it sucks, but you got to learn it backwards. You got to deal with these things that get put in your plate, and regardless, whether it's just being a woman, whether it's being a mother, it happens, and you deal with it the best way that you know how, right? And what's your qualia? Tell me. Because if that thing ever happens, at least I got something under my belt. Or I'm going to come here and I'm going to dump it out in these videos, and I'm going to hope that somebody pick up on it and be like, oh, girl, let me tell you. And I'm going to listen. Because it don't make no sense, like I said, that the person next to me knows something and could have helped me and could have saved me from distress. And we don't all need, professional help. I added a video, that's talking about a nonprofit organization that this YouTube is even connected with, where, the nonprofit is more about meeting in person. So building up, building up women and getting together in person, to love on each other and be of support to one another. But it's like, because it's not always that we need to go and get medical help, and therapy and things like that. If you need that, you need that. And by all means, go get those things. But sometimes you just need to talk. Sometimes, you're light, or you feel lighter, and your light shines by, revisiting the dark. And I'll tell you this is also off topic, and then I'm going to go on and get out of y'all way. But have you ever not even ran into, but all right, you have exes. We all have exes somewhere in this world. And when you see them again, or, through whatever, whether it's social media or somebody seeing them and come and report back and say whatever. And have you ever seen any that are like, I mean, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but they're doing bad, or they're doing exactly what they were doing back when y'all was together, or, the next person that they ended up with is experiencing the same things with them, or having challenges or whatever. Those ladies are not moments in time to beat yourself up, right? Because you're the one that got away, or one of the ones that got away. Who knows? You made the decision, or you wanted to do better, or it just wasn't working for you, and you got out of Dodge. Like, you should be able to look back and reflect on that. And those are even words that can help somebody who's going through, the breaking up, or the initial loss of something like that. But you just never know what's on the other side of that. You just don't. But if I dealt with it, and if I got through it, or if you tell me what's your quality about it, I feel a little bit better. I'm sorry, but I feel a little bit better. And there's a quote that says the best thing, and it's a quote that I'm probably messing up, but hearing me too, like, that breaks so many barriers. That breaks down walls. That connects hearts just by hearing me too. And there are so many things that we women go through and deal with and will deal with. We need someone. We need another heart to connect to get through it. So that's all I got for you for right now. And I'm still going to keep coming at it from this angle. Like, I just want to talk about what I want to talk about. And if you could relate, and I know I keep saying ladies, but even guys are going to come across this. Share it with someone. You got a mother, you got some aunties, you got cousins, you might have sisters. But if this resonates, if it strikes a chord, if it strikes a nerve with you, just connect. Let's connect. Let's build this thing. Let's have a community of thriving women that, face these everyday things. Sometimes they last for a moment, sometimes they go on and on and on. But we can do it together. We can do it together. Oh, you know what else? I heard this somewhere else, so I'm stealing it. But when you comment, like, say where you're from. Like where you're from, like where you live, like you might be in another state or whatever, or even what's your nationality. Because this thing is worldwide. Women are worldwide. Womanhood is magical everywhere and all the time. Through the ups and downs. And so, I just love it. I'm looking forward to it. I want you to join me in not being ashamed. I want you to join me in let's not be rage baited, because truth be told, we all know something worse about ourselves, right? I know worse things about me than anybody can try to throw in my face. And I'll be real and I'll be honest about whatever I'm talking about, because it's what I know. It's what happened to me. It's what I'm dealing with. And if I can get helped, I'm all for it. I'm all for it, the good and the bad. Whether you're going to tell me I shouldn't have been where I was at, or I should have thought about that, you're probably right. And a lot of these things are past, but it could help me in the future as well. So I'm going to sign off for now. But thanks for watching. Thank you for staying a little while. And I'll see you next time with something else. Bye.